Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is our new lecture, Year 1, English section, Principles of Management, اللائحة القديمة. Okay, today inshallah we will be discussing Chapter 10, Part 1 of Chapter 10. The chapter is titled Managing Organizational Structure and Culture. As you can see, we've talked before, we have discussed before the functions performed by managers inside the organization. We have said that managers mainly have 4 functions inside the organization: planning, organizing, leading, and control. We have discussed planning before, okay, and today we are discussing organizing function. So this is the second function that is performed by managers inside the organization. The learning objectives related to this chapter. After studying this chapter, you will be able to identify the factors that influence the manager's choices of an organizational structure. How managers choose to organize their structure, their organizational structure. Second, we will be able to explain how managers group tasks inside the organization into jobs, okay? And how these jobs are motivating and satisfying for their employees. In this part also, we will describe the types of organizational structures that managers can design and explain why they choose one structure over another. We will begin this today, and next lecture, inshallah, we will continue the this last point, okay? Let's start. First of all, I would like to make an announcement. Okay, I would like you all to join our Google Classroom. Its name is Year 1, 2020 Management, لائحة قديمة, and you will enter the Google Classroom code as a student. This is the code that you will enter. Okay, so please, all of you, join our Google Classroom because you will find all the section questions and the section discussions on this classroom. Okay, also you will find all the material related to this syllabus. Okay, on the Google Classroom you will find all the previous lectures and all the material that you need. وبالتوفيق إن شاء الله. Okay, let's begin our chapter today. We are discussing how to design an organizational structure. Okay, as we have said before, that organizing is the process by which the managers establish working relationships among employees to achieve the goals. We have said before that the organizing function is how you make formal relationship among people working inside the organization. How you allocate authority inside the organization. Who is responsible for whom? Remember the hierarchy of the organization? Okay, that at the top of the hierarchy you can find the CEO, and then the top management, and then the middle level management, and then the function operators or the functional managers at the lower level. This is our structure. Okay, how organizing, what does organizing mean? If organizing means that you set the formal authority relationship. So the function or the outcome of the organizing function is the organizational structure. Okay, as we have discussed several times before, you can see this in chapter 1. You will find that the outcome of the organizing function, is the organizational structure. What is the organizational structure? It is the formal system of task and reporting relationships showing how workers use the organizational resources. Okay, again, organizational structure is the formal system of task and reporting relationship. It's the formal system of task and reporting relationship through which the workers are seen, how they are taught how to use the organizational resources. Organizational design, to design an organizational structure, this process is the process by which the managers create a specific type of organizational structure and culture so that a company can operate in its most efficient and effective way. As we have discussed several times before, and you'll find this also in chapter 1 throughout the chapters, that the main aim of the manager is to use the organizational resources in the most efficient and most effective way. And we've said that efficiency means no waste in resources, the best use of resources, and effectiveness means choosing the correct goals and fulfill these goals in the right way. So the organizational design also is considered by or considers efficiency and effectiveness of using the organizational resources. So I have you as a manager, you have to design an organizational structure. You have to create specific type of organizational structure, and you have to create specific task of organizational culture. Okay, culture اللي هو الثقافة. Okay, الثقافة of the organization, the organizational culture. Okay, norms and how we deal with each other, how we speak to each other, how we talk to each other, how we dress inside the organization, how we deal with the customers. This is culture. Okay, the experiences that we share together that shapes our behavior inside the organization. You as manager, while doing the organizing function, you are putting an organizational design, and this is the process by which you as manager create a specific type of organizational structure. هيكل تنظيمي. Okay, هيكل تنظيمي. Who reports to whom? مين مسؤول عن مين? Okay, this is the formal structure, and the culture, الثقافة, so that a company can operate in the most efficient and effective way. Okay, what are the factors affecting the organizational structure? Now, what is our question? Our question as manager is how to design an effective structure. Definitely, there are factors that affect my structure. I have to consider these factors while I'm designing my organizational structure. As you can see, at the heart of this figure, you can find this is the solution. This is these factors, these 4 factors, they play together, okay, and they are affecting my decision to design the organizational structure. Right. What are these factors? As you can see, first of all, the organizational environment, because we have said that the organization works inside an environment. The organizational environment consistent of technology. Human resources affect the design of the organizational structure, and the strategy of the organization affect this structure. We have 4 main elements. Okay, 4 main elements affecting my decision to design the organizational structure. How I will design the structure. Okay, what structure to use, or what structure to choose among the different types of structures. First factor affecting the organizational structure decision is the organizational environment. The environment in which the organization is operating. The second factor affecting the organizational design is technology. The third factor is human resources, and the fourth factor is strategy. Let's see how these 4 factors affect my organizational design decision. Okay. First of all, the organizational environment. We have discussed the organizational environment before in chapter 1. We will not repeat this once more. You can find it in the papers that you have. Okay. And definitely you have attended the lecture, so you can know what do we mean by organizational environment. Okay. Okay. Which structure is best with which environment? This is what we need to say now. Okay. This is what we need to discuss now. The quicker the environment changes, okay, the more problems faced by the manager. As much as the environment is not stable, it is continuously changing, as much as I will face problems with this environment. Okay, therefore I have to structure my organizational structure. My structure must be more flexible. That is decentralization of authority. I have to give my employees some free hand in taking decisions. Okay, when the environment is changing rapidly, when it is changing continuously, when I have a turbulent environment, okay, quick changes in the environment changes rapidly, so I have to have a more flexible organizational design. That is the most suitable one, is the decentralized authority. Right. On the other hand, when managers must take into account all four factors, the environment, the strategy, the technology, and the human resources, when designing our structure, I have to take all these factors together in designing my organizational structure. Okay, type. What are these factors? Strategy. We have discussed strategies before. Different strategies require the use of different structures. Remember, when we discussed strategy in chapter 8, we said that we have two types of strategies mainly: the differentiation strategy and the cost strategy, the low cost strategy. A differentiation strategy needs flexible structure. Low cost strategy, on the other hand, may need a more formal, rigid structure. Okay? Increased vertical integration or diversification also requires flexible structure. As much as my strategy needs flexibility, I will use the flexible organizational structure. Okay, the other factor in the organizational environment affecting the organizational structure is technology. Okay, what is technology? What do you mean by technology? All the time you are saying technology, technological change. So what do we mean by technology? Technology means the combination of skills, knowledge, and tools, equipment, computers, and machines used inside the organization. Yet this combination of skills, knowledge, tools, equipment, computers, machines that the organization is using, this, what do we mean by technology? This is the technology used by the organization. Okay? The more complex technology makes it harder for manager to regulate the organization. The more the technology is complex, the more it is harder for the manager to regulate the organization. Okay? As you can see nowadays, technology is changing all over, all the time. So you have to be flexible and you have to take into account this complex technological change when you are designing your organizational structure. Definitely you will need more flexible structure. The other factor in the organizational environment affecting organizational structure is the human resources that I have. Okay? The human resources that I hire inside my organization, the human resources that are working inside my organization affect how the structure will be, affect my organizational structure decision, affects the type of structure. How come? As you can see, that highly skilled workers whose jobs require working in teams, usually they need more flexible structure. Remember that we said flexible structures means what? Means more decentralization. What do we mean by decentralization? We mean that the authority is not fixed at the top of the organization. The managers and the CEO of the organization, they give the employees at lower levels power to take the decisions on their own. This is what we mean by flexible structure. Flexible structure means decentralization. Decentralization. As much skilled workers I have, I will need more flexible structure. Higher skilled workers like CPAs, holders, and doctors, they often have internalized professional norms and values. They work by their own norms and values. That's why a decentralized structure is better than centralized one. Okay? Okay. Now, we can say that the way an organization structure works depends on the choices managers make about three main issues. The first issue is how to group tasks into individual jobs. Okay? How to group tasks into individual jobs. The second issue is how to group these jobs into functions and divisions. And the last aspect is how to allocate authority and coordinate the functions and divisions. What are we saying, ya jama'a? We are talking about the organizational structure. Type how or the way the organizational structure works depends upon the choices that managers make related to three main issues. Okay? First of all, how to group tasks together. يعني, for example, you are going to be hired as a sales representative. Okay? Type a sales representative. What are the tasks required from you being a sales representative? The manager should put these tasks. He should determine the tasks very clearly, in a very clear way. He should write the job description of this individual job. Okay? This is how we group tasks into individual jobs. Then I have to group these jobs into functions and divisions. I have to say that the job of the sales representative relates to the marketing department, for example. Okay? So I'm grouping the jobs that I have into functions and divisions. The accountant will work in the financial department, for example. Okay? Researchers will work in the research and development department. This is how to group jobs. What is the job? Research and development. What are the tasks involved in the job? I will determine the tasks involved in the job. So, where to put these people? Where they should be inside functions and divisions. Okay? In departments, certain departments, the marketing department, operation department, the research and development department. Finally, I have to allocate authority and coordinate the functions and divisions of the whole organization. Let's see. We will discuss first grouping tasks into individual jobs. Grouping tasks into individual jobs. We will discuss what do we mean by job design. Job design is the process by which the managers decide how to divide the tasks into specific jobs. How to divide the tasks into specific jobs. Meaning that I will say that this task, and that one, they relate to the job of being the production manager, for example. The production manager, he has multiple tasks. He should do certain tasks. He should schedule for the work. He should decide on the layout of the factory. Okay, he should decide on the technology used inside this factory. This is the grouping of tasks into job. Okay, يعني holding a certain title. This is the job name. Okay, and under that you have certain tasks to be done. This is what we mean by job design. The process by which managers decide how to divide tasks into specific jobs. The appropriate division of labor results in an effective and efficient workplace. When I have people and I allocate these people, these human resources, into certain tasks and certain jobs, the appropriate division of labor based on their qualifications, based on their education, okay? This appropriate division will lead to effective and efficient workplace. See, efficiency and effectiveness, we are always talking about efficiency and effectiveness. Type, what do you mean by job design? And what are the aspects involved in job design? What are the activities involved in job design? I have three main aspects, three main activities in job design. First of all, job simplification. Job simplification, تبسيط الwork, تبسيط العمل. It is the process of reducing the tasks each worker performs. Okay? Job simplification relates to specialization. If you remember job specialization, job specification relates to job simplification relates to job specialization of Adam Smith that we have discussed in chapter 2. Okay? What is job simplification? It is the process of reducing the tasks each worker performs. But I have to take into my consideration that too much simplification will lead to boredom. Okay? The second aspect in job design is job enrichment. Job enlargement, sorry. It's job enlargement. It's the opposite of job simplification. Job enlargement means increasing the number of different tasks in a given job. I will increase the number of tasks in a given job by changing the division of labor. A different aspect of job design is job enrichment. الثراء الوظيفي. Okay? Job enrichment means increasing the degree of responsibility a worker has over a job. It is the same job, however, I'm giving him more responsibilities in this job. Okay? I am providing him with authority to take decisions. Okay? We will talk about job enrichment in some detail. What do you mean by job enrichment? First of all, empowering workers to experiment to find new or better ways of doing the job. I will teach him, I will let him experiment, I will let him explore, يكتشف. Okay? However, I have to give him power to do that. He can make his own decisions without getting back to the manager. يبقى job enrichment, first aspect of job enrichment, to enable job enrichment, I have to empower my workers to experiment, to find new or better ways of doing the job. Second, I have to encourage them to develop new skills. Okay? To get training, to develop their skills. The third aspect of job enrichment is to allow workers to decide how to do the work. I will tell them, you have to finish this, but I will not tell him how. I should give him latitude, I should give him the freedom to decide how to do the job, how to work. Okay? The last aspect of job enrichment is allowing the worker to monitor and measure their own performance. They will be responsible for measuring their own performance. Okay? The second aspect, خلاص, we have grouped tasks into jobs. Okay? Now we are grouping these jobs into departments, into functions. We have said multiple times that we have many functions inside the organization. What are the functions that we have? We have the production function, we have the marketing function, we have the resource and development function, we have the financial function inside the organization. Okay? We have many functions inside the organization. The functions are grouped inside departments inside the organization. Okay? A function, what do you mean by grouping jobs into functions? As you can see here, okay, people working inside the organization in the same department are different partitions. Okay, the function means group of people working together. They possess similar skills, or they use the same knowledge, tools, or techniques to perform the job. This is what we mean by a function. What do we mean by a functional structure? Because we are talking about organizational structure. We are talking about designing our organization. So what do we mean by a functional structure? A functional structure is an organization. So one type of an organizational structure, functional structure, is one type of organizational structure that's composed of all the departments that an organization requires to produce its goods or services. Okay, for example, the production department, the marketing function, the research and development function. These are the functional structure type. The advantages of functional structure. The advantages of functional structure, first of all, it encourages learning from others doing the same job. يعني the marketing department is learning from the production department, and the production department is learning from the marketing and financial department, and so on and so on. every department and every function learns from the other department or function. The second advantage is that it is easy for the managers to monitor and evaluate the workers because they are working inside separate departments, okay? So as a manager, this is very easy for me to evaluate and to monitor the workers' behavior. The last aspect or the last advantage of functional structure is that it allows the managers to create the set of functions they need in order to scan and monitor the competitive environment. It enables the managers to create these functions. Disadvantages of the functional structure. I have two disadvantages. It's very difficult for the department to communicate with each other. Yeah, it's very different because the marketing department, it speaks in a language, the production department, it speaks in another language, and they are conflicting. The financial department, all the time, they need to reduce resources and increase the profits. The marketing department manager, he wants everybody happy. Okay, so we have different aims of different departments. But disadvantage is it's very difficult for departments to communicate with one another. The second disadvantage is that every department is preoccupied with its goals, and by the end of the day, we might lose the sight of organizational goals. Okay. This is what we need to discuss related to this part of this chapter. Thank you very much. I wish that you join our Google Classroom in order to be able to follow this material inshallah, and I wish you tawfiq wa salamu alaykum.